This is Adam Martin with your Western District Fishing Report. Here at Kentucky Lake and Lake Barkley, both lakes are projected to rise slightly above summer pool to an elevation of 360.5. While the water is rising, the discharge will be very minimal, which will make it tough on our ledge fishermen, but many bass anglers are reporting catching fish on the early ledges in the 10 to 15 foot range on deep diving crankbaits and jigs. If you're new to ledge fishing, now is the time to try it out, as these fish will never be easier to catch than they are at this time of year. The bluegill and red ear spawn is mostly over, although we are still seeing plenty of sunfish activity up shallow. The channel catfish are still shallow on the rocks, so if you're looking to fill the freezer, now would be a great time to try fishing a night crawler on the bottom, where you have the chance to pick up catfish, red ear, and bluegill at the same time. For channel cats, you want to target riprap and chunk rock. If you're still chasing red ear, look for small pockets with plenty of wind protection. Fishing in the tailwaters has been slow due to a lack of consistent discharge and higher than normal water levels. There's a lot of freshly spawned bait in the water right now, so if you want to target stripers, you will want to find that bait first. It's shaping up to be a mild summer with lots of boat traffic. If you decide to fish, please remember to wear your life jackets and kill switches. Good luck.
This is Tom with your fishing report from the Northeast. With all the rain last week, Cave Run is up about 3 feet or so. Muddy conditions can persist in spots. That being said, prior to this water level change, panfish were heating up on the lake. This includes crappie on brush piles and bluegill on the beds. For the crappie, you'll be looking at brush piles and we'll be using jigs and minnows. Bluegill are shadow and you'll be sight fishing with waxworms and crickets over the beds. Or if you're into it, floating a fly twitched right over the beds is also very effective right now. Remember, when fishing the beds, if you can see them, they can see you, so approach cautiously. The tailwaters over at Cave Run is also a good spot right now. Anything from sunfish to muskie and channel catfish have been biting in this region. Trout were also recently stocked in the Cave Run tailwaters. Access is best on the Bath County side at the tailwater recreation area. Grayson Lake is heating up with sunfish as well. Similar to Cave Run, look shallow for the beds and approach cautiously. You could also find some of the mini channel catfish in some stages of spawning. Reach up under a rock, you may be able to noodle one off. And if you float some jugs in the bungo area, you might be able to catch a few leaving the nest. There are plenty of them in Grayson, so don't overlook this option. Finally, don't forget the area streams, especially for muskie folks. We have lots of great streams in the area where muskie action heats up when the lake cools down. Tigris, Little Sandy, Kinnickinnick, and portions of the Licking have excellent muskie in them and can be underutilized by anglers, so this is a great opportunity to get off the beaten path and look for a fish that hasn't seen every lure coming and going. That should do it for us. Don't forget to wear your life jackets while you're out on the water. These bigger lakes are picking up in recreation action, which can make standing on the front of the boat fishing or kayaking difficult and dangerous. Stay safe and good luck out there.
This is Rob Rold in the Northwestern Fishery District with a fishing update for our area lakes. Past several days, the area has had several inches of rain, as has most of the rest of the state. But as of Monday, June 10th, Nolin River Lake is 3 feet above summer pool and forecast to be back down to summer pool in the next 3 or 4 days. Rough River Lake, on the other hand, is 11 feet over summer pool and it's projected to be above summer pool for the next couple of weeks anyway. Both lakes' surface temperatures running around 80 degrees or so. Bass fishing at both lakes has been fair. Most of the fish that are being caught on the main lake points using plastics in about 10 to 20 feet of water at Nolin and around 10 to 14 feet of water at Rough River Lake. Crappie fishing, on the other hand, has been very good at both lakes. Again, fishing brush piles at Nolin in the 10 to 20 foot depth range and at Rough River Lake in the 10 to 12 foot depth range, primarily using little tube jigs as well as minnows. At Nolin, white bass fishing's been good. Most of the fish being caught are being caught using spinners over the deep water near some of the main lake points, as well as some of the little embayments and mouths around the tributaries. Hybrid striped bass at Rough River Lake has been good. Anglers are trolling lower to mid South Fork, the mid to lower North Fork sections of the lake, and trolling swim baits just under the surface to around 5 feet deep or so. Catfishing both lakes has been picking up and been good. Catfish are up shallow spawning. Look for them on the steeper, bigger, rockier banks, and that's where we've had several nice catfish being caught in the last few days. Peabody WMA strip pits, catching bass early and late in the day, primarily on top water. However, the bluegill bite is going on strong and anglers are catching a lot of bluegill, and red ear are still being caught as well. Look for them around the little bit deeper banks, but look for both of them on the shallow, gravelly type banks, especially with some overhanging vegetation. Finn's Lakes were all stocked with catfish a couple of weeks ago, and people have been catching several. On the Ohio River, anglers were starting to do good catching catfish as well as striped bass and hybrid striped bass below the dams at Cannleton, Uniontown, and Newburgh. However, with all the rain that I mentioned before, the river is up high and muddy, and so give it about a week or so to get down, clear up, and then start looking for the hybrid stripers and catfish below the dams. That's an update from the Northwestern Fishery District. Please remember, be safe, always wear your life jackets on the water.